What's up? It's Kurt85, and I just got emotional listening to Ribs by Lorde. And it made me start thinking, and I've been thinking this, but it's like, whenever I get super stressed about, it didn't really make me think of this, but I just wanted to say that. But when I get super stressed about things, and I might have talked about this before, but when I get super stressed about certain things, what I like to do a lot of the time is just think of the pictures from space of how big the world is and how little everything matters. And a lot of the times it can bring me some comfort. It's like, okay, I don't even need to be stressed. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I was exporting a video the other day while I was driving, and I needed directions for where I was going, but I generally knew where I was going, so I was hoping the video would export before I really needed the directions, and it wasn't exporting. And so I started tweaking, and so I was like, am I gonna have to pull over and am I gonna have to pull over? And there was a car next to me, and I was so terrified. And then I was like, wait, I can just listen to music and drive around for a little bit. And then I thought about how big the world is, and I was like, also, none of this matters. Why am I stressed about this bullshit? It's so easy to just not be stressed about that stuff. And so I just drove around and kept listening to whatever I think I was listening to JPEG Mafia. I'm embarrassed to say that now, but whatever. Let's see, what was I gonna say? I reveal. And so that is sometimes very helpful, but I also sometimes I start thinking that, and it kind of makes me spiral. I think about it way too much, and it starts to be uh-oh, wait, nothing matters? You're telling me nothing matters? Uh-oh. And so I will just give up on all my hobbies, and just give up on talking to people, and I lose friendships, and it's not good. And so I don't know, it's just such a double-edged sword, I think, with, oh God, I sound like such a fucking nerd. It is a double-edged sword, though, because, meaninglessness can be uplifting, I think. Because a lot of the times, it is just seen as kind of you shouldn't think that way because it's, bad for you, and, it gives you a bad view of the world. But, I think that there's a level of nothing matters that is very healthy, that's kind of, puts a lot of pressure off of your life, and is kind of just I don't know, very comforting in a way. And maybe that's something that I need to work on, and that it shouldn't be comforting, but I don't know, I think it is. It's okay, well, nothing really matters that much. I mean, there's 7 billion people that are also doing shit, and you gotta think what was I gonna say? 7 billion? Do y'all know how much 7 billion looks like? No, you don't. It's impossible. You don't know what 7 billion people looks like because they haven't all been in one place at one time. So you don't actually know what 7 billion would look like unless it was AI generated, and you shouldn't be using AI. So, but then, yeah, you can get to a level of nothing matters where it gets to you don't even care about the world and stuff. You're just well, nothing matters, so I don't need to care about the genocide in Palestine, or nothing matters, so I don't need to care about the war in Ukraine, or nothing matters, so I don't need to care about global warming or littering, or nothing matters, so I don't need to care about houseless people, or, I think that stuff is very, very important, and that stuff matters because it affects your circle, and it affects how, it affects the people around you. And, I think when it comes to affecting others people's lives, your mindset should never be that nothing matters, because you always want to make other people's lives as just as easy and comforting as you can, and try and do good for people. But when it comes to stressors about your own life is what I'm talking about. I think it is okay to kind of, nothing matters. It's okay. I don't know, for a while I was really stressed about dyeing my hair, and then I was wait, why am I stressed about this? It literally doesn't matter. It's not going to affect anybody except for me, and if it looks bad, it doesn't even matter. Nothing matters. And so I got it, and I really like it. I think it's cool, and that's something that was comforting at the time and made me make a step towards doing something great. And, you know, but again, I want to reiterate that, like, it's only whenever it comes to yourself, because I think worrying about things that affect others is very important, and I, like, find that very important to me, at least. And I think that we should always be, because I'm in a very privileged position to even be like, yeah, nothing matters at times, because a lot of people can't really think that way, and I'm very grateful for how I get to think. But you know, it doesn't mean that I can just like live in bliss and not think about other people. But it does mean that I can like be less stressed about certain things, like, you know. So yeah, and I have been at a point where it was kind of like unhealthy. Like, people would be like, oh, you should pick up that litter. And I'm like, well, nothing that I'm gonna do is gonna, and like what I used to say, which was very annoying, I bet, but I wouldn't really say this, but I would be like, well, until like Amazon and like fucking big companies start dumping in the ocean, there's nothing that me picking up one piece of litter is gonna do. Like, I think that's a little extreme. I do think that's true. I agree with that. But, you know, that wouldn't stop, like, me picking up that litter is still gonna help that street from looking less dirty, and that like, I don't know, that store or that street or that neighborhood, it'll just like help up the community. And that's what it's about. It's about keeping up with your community and helping your community, but not necessarily like obviously it's not going to help dumping in the ocean if I don't pick up a freaking water bottle off the ground, you know. Or people used to say like, well, you shouldn't use Amazon, and I would be like, well, like, what is sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought a little bit. Why is one person like me using Amazon really gonna affect anything if they don't start actually making change and like affecting their workers? But now I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I don't want to support Amazon, like the worst fucking company ever. And I don't want to support freaking Starbucks right now. I don't want to support all these companies. Like, it doesn't make me personally feel good to support things that support like genocide and fucking like death. So there is a limit, and there is a way that we can, like, that matters, I think, is what you spend your personal money on. But I think, I'm just saying this for the like 5th millionth fucking time, I love thinking about how little things matter at times, and that includes money. It includes how I spend my money, and I do save my money because there's not a lot of things I want to buy, but I will buy things very impulsively. So I have saved some money, and I did just get paid today. What should I do with all this money? And I have graduation money, gift cards that people gave me. I guess I should go buy a new DJ set. Am I right? I actually already spent a good amount of money yesterday because I was getting Criterions at Barnes & Noble, like Criterion Blu-rays, because they were 50% off. They were all 50% off, so I had to get some. I was like on the floor sitting there. But worth it. And we're at the Guitar Center. Hey. Bro, I'm so happy right now. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there for a while. I was just standing there like, I was definitely looking very worried. I was like, what do I do? And good thing I got the 2-year warranty. Hey, let me put this down though. I should stop dropping it. But I literally was looking around, and I was definitely looking very concerned and very worried. And one of the guys came up to me and he was like, do you need help? And I was like, damn, okay. Yes, please. And he swooned me into that one, which is kind of the one I was looking at anyway. But That's the one that I got. And you know what? Because nothing matters, I don't really care that I just spent like all my graduation money on it. It was like $300 plus the 2-year protection plan. Because whenever he was like, do you want the 2-year protection plan? Or I kind of didn't want the protection plan because I was like, I'm not really going to do anything with it. But he was like, whenever he was ringing me up, he was like, okay, so do you want the 2-year or the 3-year protection plan? And I was like, is there a third option where I don't get the protection plan? I didn't say that. I just bought the protection plan. It was like 50 more bucks. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm glad I got paid today. But this is what I'm spending my money on, and maybe I'll make some money with it. That's what the guy said as I was leaving. He was like, all right, go make some money with that, and congrats on your graduation. Because I told him because I felt really bad going up with 4 different gift cards and paying with those, but he didn't really care. He was chill. So I bought the protection plan to boost his profit, maybe to boost his, what's it called? His commission. And you know what? Because he was chill. And he was like talking to me about how there's a big online community for that specific DJ set, and I'll never have any questions. And I'm excited to go home and learn about it and learn with it, because I've been using the Serato DJ Pro, which is very not that good. It's not very, like, it's very like beginner, and I just kind of want a little bit of a step up. And so this is going to be very good for that. And, you know, hopefully I can play some bangers. Maybe I can make some cool remixes. I'm just so excited about this though. Like, y'all don't understand. I've been thinking about getting this for like a month. Like, praise the Lord. Praise, I don't know. Praise Guitar Center. Praise the workers at Guitar Center. But yeah, I think that this is a good ending place. I think we've made a lot of progress. We've talked about a lot of things. And look how beautiful the sky is right now. And this is my 2-year protection plan that I have, so keep that. But you know, that'll be it for me today. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Kurtcherd85 out.